Hi everyone, and you are welcome to Operators Special Methods lecture. In reality, Python is a programming language which is very rich by operators, like for example, addition, subtraction, division, multiplication, and many more of these operators. Now the question is, how to define the behavior for when these operators are used with objects from my class. To know more about this, join me in this lecture. In this lecture, I'm going to define what operators special methods are. After that, we will see together the available operators special methods. Then we will learn how we can override some of these operators special methods because there are a lot of operators special methods. And as usual, I'll end up this lecture by a quick summary. So let's get started. I guess now that the concept of special method becomes more clear, and from the name of these methods, the definition would be very clear. So operators special methods are simply the methods that usually get called when we use operators like arithmetic operators, for example, with objects of your class, plus, minus, multiplication, division, or when we use other operators like comparison operators like bigger or equal, smaller or equal, or any other operator available inside Python programming language. Okay, now let's see some available operators special methods in Python. Actually, there are tons of them. I will not define all of them because all of them have the same definition and the only difference is the operator that this special method represents. Let's see. First of all, we have arithmetic operators in Python, like for example addition, multiplication, etc. And for each one of these operators, we have a method. For example, addition. Addition usually is represented by the operator plus. And in order to define the behavior for when this addition operator plus is used with object of your class, you have to override the method __add__. And because we know that when I use plus operator, I am adding one thing to another, so I expect to get a result. Therefore, this method must return the result of using this operator. Now from this point and after, you will see that all the definitions are the same, but the difference or the only difference would be the operator itself. So let's see some of other methods. For example, we have under arithmetic operators category, we have multiplication and floor division and other. Also, there is another category of operators which are comparison operator like less than or less or equal, etc. Also, we have methods for all of these operators, equal, negative, greater than or equal, greater, only. Also, we have methods for unary operators like pos and negative, which mean positive and negative operators. And the last category is assignment operators. And also, we have a special method for each one of these assignment operators like plus equal, minus equal, etc. etc. I know that I quickly threw these slides, but don't worry. All of these definitions are available in a resource file. You will find it at the end of this section. Now let's move to Jupyter Notebook in order to see some examples to understand how we can override operators special methods. Okay, first of all, let's see what will happen if I use plus operator with two objects from a user-defined class. Assume this class is the following class, which is course, and this class has two instance attributes which are name and the price. From this class, I just defined two objects like course1 and course2. Let's say I want to print course1 plus course2. Run. I'll get type error. Why this type error? Here I can say that it's unsupported operand type for course and course class, which means that the Python interpreter doesn't understand what to do when I want to use plus operator with object from this type. So let's override this operator for this class type. Let's see how to do that. So I'll take this exactly, copy and paste. And now, if I want plus operator to work in the following case, when I want to add one course to another course, I want to add the price of the first one to the price of the second one. So I'll say def. After that, we know that plus operator can be overridden by using the special method add, self, which represent the object on the left of this operator, and here you have to pass also other, which mean the object on the right of this operator. Which mean in this example, when I use plus, course 1 will be self and course 2 will be other. So what I want to return, simply I want to say just return self.price plus other.price. Let me say here the total price is, and run. So you will see now I got this statement printed here, which is the following statement. The total price is 10 plus 25, which is 35. And there is no error anymore. Why this happened? Because now I give meaning for this operator for this type, which is course. How I have done that? By just overriding this method, which is under add. Now let's see one more example about these operators. Now let's talk about double equal sign operator, or in other words, the comparison operator equal. Assume that I have the following class, which is student, very simple class in which I have 4 attributes, which are name, age, measure, and CGPA. And from this class, I defined 2 objects, as you see here. Okay, now let's see what will happen when I use this operator, which is double equal sign, with an object of class student. So if I say student1 double equal student2, run, I got false. I didn't get an error in this case. Why this happened? Let's see. If I say dir student1 and run, you will see here that I have double or dunder equal function. It's already available in the names that you can use with this object. And these come from the object class, the one that I told you about before. And I say all of the objects, all of the classes in Python inherits this class. So regardless how this now double equal sign work, let's say I want to redefine this equal operator. I want to define it in a way that I can understand when it will give me true and when it will give me false. So let's say I want to consider that 2 students are equal to each other if they have the same measure and the same CGPA. So all what I have to do is just override this dunder equal and put here other. So self will be the object on the left of the operator and other will be the object on the right of this operator. Now I will return self.measure equal to other.measure and self.cgpa double equal other.cgpa. Now, if I take student1 here, let me say print student1 equal student2, and let me print just some empty spaces here, and run, scroll, you will see here I got true. Why I got true? Because in this context, when I override this method, it's clear that both students have the same measure and both students have the same CGPA. Now let's change this into 91 and run. You will see here that now the result is false because there is difference in the CGPA. That's all for this lecture. Now let's recap what we have learned briefly. First of all, we have defined operators' special methods, and we see that these methods are the methods that are get called when we want to use operators like arithmetic operators, comparison operators, or any other type of operators. In Python, there are tons of these special methods to represent all the operators available in Python. Now please, I want you to refer to lecture resources in order to practice what you have learned in this lecture. And as usual, at the end, I would like to thank you very much for attending this lecture. And if you are available, join me in the next lecture.